Welcome, students. This is the second part of our video about Arms and the Men by George Bernard Shaw. It is the part of our syllabus English BSM 3, paper number CC 304, Literature in English, Drama, Comedy. In the first part, we have discussed about the dramatist George Bernard Shaw, about the style of the dramatist, about the drama Arms and the Men, and its important characters. Since this is the second half of the video, or we can say this is the second part of the drama, we are going to discuss the outline summary of the drama, plot, and important themes. Before we start the summary of the drama act wise, let us again discuss important characters and their moods. First important character is Raina Petkoff, the heroine of the drama. She is the only daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Petkoff, who belong from the military background. Raina has her own fantasies and romantic ideas regarding love and war. She knows nothing about the realism of war. Second important character is Sergius. Sergius is the fiance of Raina. He also belongs from military background. Sergius is in the same group of Raina, who has their own romantic ideas of war. Mrs. Catherine Petkoff, mother of Raina, and very fond of decorating her house with different groceries and furnitures. Bluntschli, hero of the drama, and belong from the totally contrast group from Raina and Sergius. He knows the realism, the reality of war and love. Bluntschli belongs to the opposite army of Bulgaria. He is the Swiss soldier and working for Siberian army. Sergius and Mr. Petkoff are the part of Bulgarian army. We have discussed already in the first part of the drama that the drama is set on the background of war between Siberia and Bulgaria. So, Bluntschli is the enemy soldier of Bulgarian army. Lauka, female servant in the Petkoff family. She is very ambitious. She is engaged with Nicola and having a secret affair with Sergius. She wants to settle down in her life with a very comfortable social status. Nicola, male servant, opposite personality from Lauka, fiance of Lauka, very faithful to the Petkoff family. Nicola is very faithful and loyal servant of Petkoff house. Now, let us discuss the brief outline summary of the drama. The drama divided in three acts. Act 1 set in the bedroom of Raina, where the enemy soldier escaped from the battlefield and entered into the room. Second part, or Act 2, set in the garden area of Petkoff House, and Act 3 is set in the library of Petkoff House. The play begins in the fall of 1885 during the Serbo-Bulgarian War. Raina, a Bulgarian woman from a wealthy family, learns from her mother, Catherine, that the Bulgarian cavalry have won a battle against the Serbs. This is how the drama starts when the mother Catherine came to her daughter and said that Bulgarian army has won the battle. Catherine adds that Sergius, Raina's fiance, was at the head of the charge and was as heroic in life as he appears in the picture Raina keeps in her bedroom. Lauka, their servant, enters and warns Catherine and Raina that escaped Serbs fleeing the battlefield might be in the area seeking refuge in the houses of Bulgarian families. It means one of the soldiers from Serbian army escaped from the battlefield and wandering in the streets of Bulgaria to find shelter. Raina is not worried and chooses to keep her window unlocked. In the night, a man enters the room through the unlocked window and says he will kill Raina if she makes a noise. He is none other but Bluntschli, the hero himself, entered into the room of Raina and wants her to kill. The man is Swiss, an escaped soldier, fighting as a mercenary for the Serbian army. Raina is shocked to see that the man is tired and hungry, that he does not glorify battle, and that he is merely happy to have escaped the carnage alive. For the very first time, Raina sees the real picture of soldier who is hungry, who is tired, and who is afraid from the battle or death. She has a fantasy that soldier is always remains brave and glorified with swords and machines. But for the very first time, she sees that Bluntschli, a soldier who is afraid of war, who is afraid of battle. Then Bluntschli asks for help to Raina, asks for food, and Raina helps him hide behind a curtain just as Catherine. Lauka and a Bulgarian officer enter to search the room for any Serbs who might be hide in the area. Raina convinces them that no one is in her bedroom and they leave the bedroom. Raina gives the man chocolate creams which she keeps in a box in her room and is shocked to hear that the man has no ammunition for his pistol as he normally only keeps candies in his pocket. and that is why Bluntschli is famous as Chocolate Cream Soldier for this drama. Bluntschli liked to keep chocolates, creams, and toffees in his pocket rather to keep bullets or ammunition. The man argues that Sergius' cavalry charge against the Serbs was foolish and succeeded only by sheer luck. When the conversation starts between Raina and Bluntschli, Raina said that her fiance is proving very brave in the war, and at that time Bluntschli reveals the secret of Sergius that he is not at all brave, but his victory is due to sheer luck. Why? The Serb had machine guns but were given the wrong ammunition by accident, and that is why the Bulgarian army won the battle and therefore could not mow down Sergius and his men. Behind it, there isn't any bravery of Sergius, but only sheer luck works for the bravery of Sergius. Raina agrees to help the man escape later that night, though she rebukes him for making fun of her fiance Sergius. The man sleeps at Raina and enlists Catherine's help, and when Raina and Catherine return, they allow the man to rest since he has not slept for days. This is how Act 1 has finished into the bedroom of Raina, where an escaped soldier rests, and Catherine and Raina keep it secret throughout the drama. After 4 months, it means in spring of 1886, Act 2 placed in the same house of Petkov. It begins in the garden of the same house. Though it is now spring of 1886, Lauka is engaged to the house head male servant Nicola. Lauka tells Nicola that he will never be more than a servant and that she has higher aspirations. Lauka tells him she knows many secrets about the Petkov family. You can see the different personalities of two people who are engaged with each other. Lauka, she knows some secrets about Petkov family and wants to blackmail them and wants to make money. But on the other part, Nicola says that he does too, but would never blackmail his masters. You can see the faithfulness of Nicola. Major Petkov, the head of the family, returns from the war. He reports to Catherine that Sergius will never receive the military promotion Sergius craved because Sergius has no command of military strategy. This is against the second opportunity where Catherine came to know that Sergius is not a brave soldier or his post is not due to his bravery but due to his family background. So, in the eyes of Catherine, Sergius, we can say, Sergius is not promoted as his promotion. Sergius enters and is greeted warmly by the family, Petkov family, and especially by Raina. Raina is still not aware about the victory of or reality of victory of Bulgaria, and that is why she welcomes Sergius with a very warm and loved heart. Sergius enters and is greeted warmly by the family and especially by Raina, who still considers him a hero. Sergius says he has abandoned his commission in the army out of anger, that he will never move up in the ranks. Sergius lied to Raina. Sergius and Petkov tell a story that they had heard about this Swiss soldier being hidden by two Bulgarian women during the soldiers' retreat. Catherine and Raina realize the story is about them but do not say anything. They are hiding the secret from Mr. Petkov as well as Sergius. Sergius speaks with Lauka in private and begins flirting with her. Lauka reveals to Sergius that Raina might not remain faithful to Sergius, and Sergius is taken aback. This is the secret which known by Lauka, and that is why Lauka said this to Sergius, that Raina is not faithful to him. But Sergius could not believe this. They exit. The garden area remains empty. After some time, in the same place, a man named Blunchley enters and the family garden, and Lauka brings him to Catherine. Catherine realizes that he is the man that hid in Raina's room, the same man that she and Raina helped escape. Catherine worries that Sergius and Petkov, who are conferring over military plans in the library, might encounter the soldier. Sergius and Petkov have no idea that the story they heard about a soldier being helped by two Bulgarian women involves the Petkovs. Blunchley has come to return Major Petkov's coat that Catherine and Raina lent him to escape. Raina is so happy to see him that she blurts out, "The chocolate cream soldier." When she walks in the room, only to only to recover herself and blame her outburst implausibly on Nicola. Petkov and Sergius, who have in fact already met Blunchley during the war, and asked Blunchley to stay and pass the time. And this is how all the characters of the drama came together on one plot or on one place. On the one side, Petkov and Sergius are hiding the secret of Sergius' bravery or the matter of promotion of Sergius. On the other part, Catherine and Raina, they are hiding the secret that they are the people who helped a soldier or Serb soldier to escape from the area of Bulgaria. The last act of the drama sort out all the confusion of the drama, and all good news came together at the end of the drama. In the final act, the various tensions of the play are exposed. Each and every personality of the character came out from the inner side. Loka tells Sergius that the man with whom Raina is in love is nobody but Bluntschli. Sergius, after knowing the, we can say, uh, Loka's, after knowing the secret affair of between, we can say, um, Loka tells Sergius that the man with whom Raina is in love is Bluntschli. Sergius challenges Bluntschli to a duel because of this, but Bluntschli explains his way out of it. A picture of herself that Raina placed in her father's clock for Bluntschli to find is exposed, proving that Raina has not been entirely truthful or faithful to Sergius. Raina admits that she has had feelings for Bluntschli since they met for the first time. Major Petkov is aghast when Bluntschli acknowledges that he has loved Raina. Sergius and Lauka also reveal that they have been having a secret affair at Sergius' instigation, and Nicola releases Lauka from their engagement. Bluntschli, whose father has just died, has come into a great deal of fortune. His father left many hotels and money for Bluntschli. Raina also reveals a very amusing fact that she is not of 17. She is revealed to be 23 rather than 17, enabling Bluntschli in good conscience to ask for her hand in marriage. Bluntschli promises to hire Nicola, whom he admires, to run the hotels he has just received as part of his inheritance. Sergius accepts Lauka as his lover in public, thus satisfying Lauka's desire to move up in the social rank. The play ends with Sergius exclaiming of Bluntschli, "What a man!" At the end of the drama, everybody gets their aim. Everybody gets what they want to get. Now, let us talk about the plot of the drama. We have discussed the brief summary of the drama, that a fleeing member of the Serbian army desperately climbs through Raina Petkov's bedroom window to escape capture, but he turns out to be a Swiss mercenary officer by the name of Bluntschli. In Act 2, Raina and Catherine came to know that Sergius is not a brave soldier, and Bluntschli enters into the garden area and the lives of Petkov family. In Act 3, everybody reveals each other's secret, and the happy ending happened at the end of the drama. But What GB show wants to tell to the society is arms and the man is most obviously an attack on the false ideals of warfare and the soldier's profession. Late 19th century, especially the aristocratic element, tended to see war as noble and soldiers as brave, courageous, fearing nothing, resolved to conquer or die. Many military melodramas of the period upheld these virtues, but they were performed for a civilian audience. Soldiers themselves did not think this way, as Shaw has bluntly made clear. Now, this is the tradition of 19th century that the military soldier is always brave, glorified, and fearing nothing. But Shaw wants to show that there isn't any such thing in the life of soldier. The drama is meant by GB Shaw, which discuss the life of soldier in a real sense. There are two different perception for the drama. One is the perception of civilian people and another perception of soldiers. Soldiers see the battle in a very different from a very different angle. Not a pacifist. Shaw is not opposed to war when necessary, but he does demand that it be seen for what it is. War makes men tired and hungry, afraid and nervous. This is the reality of war. In the person of Bluntschli and in his comments about battle, Shaw establishes the opposition with Raina and Sergius, the arch romantics of the play. The satire of the play is aimed at the poetic view of war and the soldiers and at the commonplace conjunction between the soldier, aristocracy, and love. These were the staples of the standard military melodrama of the period. Here, Raina breaks the pattern in which only the brave deserve the fair and chooses for her mate the practical, professional, middle class Bluntschli. You can see the idea transformation of the idea of Raina from the start beginning of the drama and at the end of the drama. The key elements of the play are really contained in Sergius and Raina rather than in Bluntschli. Bluntschli really never charges in the course of the play. He is the standard against which the others are measured. Bluntschli is the reality of the society of 19th century. Bluntschli is the standard of the society of military background. And Raina learns to disabuse herself of her impossible ideals, ideals which have no relation to real life, and thus becomes a fit partner for the cool and efficient Bluntschli. Sergius never does come to see the lesson taught by Bluntschli and Shaw that the problem is not with a man's inability to live up to the ideals, but with a man's initial acceptance of impossible ideals as responsible and real. Thus, Sergius believes that he and life generally is to be despised because, as a flesh and blood man, he finds himself unable to match the ideals. For show, the problem is with the ideals, not with the man. Arms and the Man is a classic statement of the anti romantic view of life, and its commentary is not directed only at the military. For example, the play presents a version of a common Chauvian theme, the professional versus the amateur. The difference is not simply a matter of training, it is fundamentally a matter of attitude. It is Sergius' attitude, not his lack of expertise, which mark him as an amateur. Life is serious for show and bluntly, and romantic idealism makes folly of life because of its unreality and its impossible of attainment. As a show made clear throughout his career, he was hoping to change attitudes and not simply amuse by outrageous foolery. Shaw, throughout his life, performed as reformist and socialist as dramatist. Now, let us discuss one or two or three themes of play: romanticism of war, romanticism of love, and realism. In the line after line, Shaw satirizes the romantic notion about war that glorify a grisly business. If not for the comic dialogue, the audience would more easily recognize that they are being presented with a soldier who has escaped from a horrific battle after 3 days of being under fire. He is exhausted, starving, and being pursued. Such is the experience of a real soldier. Late in the play, Shaw throws in a gruesome report on the death of the man who told Bluntschli's secret about staying in Raina's bedroom. There is nothing comic or heroic about being shot in the hip and then burned to death. When Raina expresses horror at such a death, Sergius adds, "And how ridiculous! Oh, war, war, the dream of patriots and heroes, a fraud, bluntly, a hollow shame." This kind of description caused shows critics to discuss or to accuse him of a business, of trying to destroy the heroic concept that a soldier would prefer food to cartridges in his belt was considered ludicrous by critics. But in the introduction of the play, pleasant and unpleasant, Shaw was reported to have said that all he had to do was introduce any doubters to the first 6 real soldiers they came across, and his stage soldier would prove authentic. Romanticism of love. Shaw was a master flirt, and he enjoyed the playful farce of romantic intrigues. But he recognized that playing a game differed from serious love, and he tried to convey as much in Arms and the Man, which is subtitled An Anti Romantic Comedy. In the play, Raina and Sergius have paired themselves for all the wrong reasons. But at the end of the play, Raina got her true love or serious love, and she fell in love with Bluntschli seriously. Realism is the core theme of the drama, where show shows or describes the reality of war, love, military, and 19th century society. This is all about the drama. I have just discussed the drama very briefly. You can also read the full text. This is the link of the full text. You can read it. Thank you very much. This is it for today. Thank you.